Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General Civil War. This is part 10 in my Let's Play of the Grand Campaign, playing through as the Confederacy in this particular game. We have so far met with only success. We've won the Battle of Shiloh in our last major engagement. We won the Battle of First Winchester to open up the 7 Days or the Peninsula campaign, and we're moving on to the Battle of Cross Keys. With that being said, guys, this was taken from a live stream from a few days ago, so I'm going to go ahead and step back out and allow you to just kind of take in the live stream commentary. I will meet you guys back up at the end. As always, I hope you're enjoying the series. Let me know your thoughts below. Feel free to like, subscribe, and all of that jazz, and I'll catch you guys at the end. Thanks, guys. Sit back and enjoy. We'll deploy these guys forward. These guys are going to go in the woods here. We're going to go ahead and put the Stonewall Brigade, which is the other Enfield Brigade, in the southern woods. Mississippi Rifles here. Alabama Brigade. We're going to go with all of our high-quality units here, mainly because we're on the defensive, so I think it's worth the potential cost of having to replace their guns. We're going to have the 3-inch... I'm actually going to replace the 3-inch rifles. I don't want them on the field. If we're on the defensive... And actually, let's do this. Let's pull the Lorenz Brigade. We're going to be on the defensive. So what I want is I want my Napoleons, which give wicked canister fire to enemies charging at them. So we're going to actually deploy 2 batteries of... Oh, wait. We disconnected. 1 second. That was really weird, guys. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why, but my internet connection crashed. So I am back. Thank you for those who stuck around or were able to stick around. That was kind of weird. I almost never have that happen. All right, let's go ahead. I guess cavalry could be useful on the flank. So we'll go ahead and put them down there. We'll put our supplies up here. And I think that about does it. So we'll go ahead and start the battle. And then let's get deploying our forces here. So the artillery is going to go in the woods here. The other battery of artillery will kind of go on the north woods, maybe, here. I don't want to get them too far south, because I don't know if the enemy's going to attack this objective. I've had them come toward the north. Well, actually, let's just deploy them to the north, because the enemy's going to have a much more difficult time attacking in the south. There's really open fields and a creek. In the north, they've at least got cover behind these trees on the other side of the creek, so... We'll respect that and deploy both of our artillery batteries in the north, as well as 2 of our best infantry brigades. The Orphan Brigade, which is also a very high-quality unit, we're going to kind of wait in the woods here. If the enemy exposes their flank to try and get around our line here, they'll advance and hit the enemy in the flank. Doles's Brigade's going to kind of be a reserve back here. We'll then have the Alabama Brigade deploy in line here. Mississippi Brigade also deploy in line. And then the Stonewall Brigade will deploy down here. We'll also put our cavalry down here on the far left flank, and we'll move our replacements over here. And, hey Dylan, I don't know why you just got the stream notification. I had some issues. I noticed very few people were coming out compared to normal, and... you know, I've been streaming for about an hour. I had to disconnect from the internet, and then it kind of re-popped back up. So I don't know if it's YouTube or what or whatever. But anyway, so that's our initial deployments here. I'll probably bring some skirmishers. And actually, let's do that for the Orphan Brigade. Let's put some skirmishers out in advance. We'll do that for the Enfields also. We'll put some skirmishers out here in the opposite woods to try and delay the enemy's advance. And hopefully also... you know, bleed them a bit, because if we can make them bleed for this covered terrain here, I think that'll help us out a lot. For the Stonewall Brigade, we're going to do that too. We're going to deploy them to the opposite side of the river. We'll also have some cavalry in support to keep the enemy off their backs a little bit in the event that they're really aggressive and charge forward. We'll deploy these skirmishers in this house area, which is really good cover, and I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and start. Thanks, Neuhauser. Yeah, go figure. YouTube notifications don't work, right? Alright, so... moving these guys into position. Move the Butcher Battery a little bit further north. The Orphans will move into the woods here. Alright, so hopefully we make the enemy bleed as they cross this open ground here. All right. Awesome, Over. Glad to have you here. Alright, so I think we're in good cover here. Looks like all of our brigades in the southern area are in very good cover. I don't know why the Stonewall Brigade's not using the woods, or the, not the woods, the bridge. Let's actually move these guys out a little bit. We'll kind of make them bleed for 2 lines of advance if we can. The Alabama skirmishers may be getting out ahead of where they should be. Have force deployed in these woods here. Again, kind of an advanced defense here, because now we can make them bleed for both of these crossings. I'm going to put these guys in the observation spot. Gives you a better line of sight when you have troops occupy this little grove of trees. This little eyeball basically means it's, I assume, high ground or somewhere you've got really good visibility to the surrounding terrain. The enemy skirmishers spotted, so you can see here enemy skirmishers are moving to the north. Which actually I'm going to move forest up against them. You can see enemy artillery and some infantry coming up. Yankees are also spotted on our left. We're going to charge forest here into their flank. Hopefully drive them back. Skirmishers are always obnoxious. We'll see if they try and go up and over our line. Deploy these guys to these woods over here then. The main issue here is that they're getting hit from the other skirmishers kind of in the flank. They're still doing a good job though. I just want to destroy those skirmishers and get the fuck out of here. Oh god. Get out of there, Forrest. Retreat. Get the hell out of range before that brigade opens up on you. Alright, so you can see the enemy is coming north to kind of crush our skirmishers' flanks. So far it really hasn't been felt. Oh, there's the first volley. Didn't do much though. So we'll pull our cavalry back. I already lost 60 men, which is more than I wanted to lose. Main Union forces advancing under Fremont. Moving the Orphan Brigade up here to support its skirmishers, which are now going to pull back. Nice. Okay, they're kind of rolling up our skirmish line. I'm honestly perfectly fine with that. Just have to hold those 2 objectives and lose less than 40% of our army. Which, obviously, if we lose more than 40% of our army, this will be an absolute disaster. So hopefully we don't do that. Move the skirmishers up here on Milroy's flank. The enemy skirmishers are also doing their job, kind of clearing the woods in front. The Enfield Brigade skirmishers back. The Texas Brigade's skirmishers will also pull back to this second wood line. So our skirmishers were not nearly as effective because, again, the enemy used their own skirmishers. Right, the Orphan Brigade's probably too exposed out there. We'll let them fire 1 more volley and then we're going to pull them back. Actually, let them fire more than 1 more volley. This volley will be the last for the Orphan Brigade before we pull them back. We're also going to pull their skirmishers back. Nice. So they drove Donnelly back. So inflicted pretty heavy casualties on 1 enemy unit here. Pull those guys back. Our Lone skirmishers need to retreat. The Alabama skirmishers. Stonewall skirmishers just routed Yankee Brigade as well. Nice. And we just destroyed another enemy skirmisher unit. The Alabama Brigade, their skirmishers will go rejoin them. The Orphan Brigade skirmishers will go rejoin them. They're in really bad cover right now. They should really not be sitting there. The enemy's in good cover and they're not. As soon as those skirmishers join them, we're going to have them pull out. The fallback button is also important. Keep that in mind. You always want to use that button because it prevents you from exposing your rear to the enemy. I made that mistake a lot of times in my Union campaign where I just clicked somewhere and then my guys basically just turned around and let the enemy shoot into their backs. Don't do that. Don't be me. So the Orphan Brigade's going to fall back to that wood line where they can hit the flank of any Union troops that try and flank the Enfield Brigade. These guys are sitting just out of range of our skirmishers. I hit fallback for Stonewall skirmishers there, but didn't end up working out. I don't know if they were just too in like a weird place in the map or what. Alright, so enemy troops are charging Stonewall's brigade here. You can see they've got one brigade in support, and they've got Bernard's brigade charging forward. Don't retreat the other way, you idiots. You're retreating toward the enemy. Alright, point-blank volley into Baird's troops by the Stonewall Brigade, and then the Mississippi Brigade can fire into their flank. Surprise, Baird's still hanging in there. Bring the Alabama boys forward so they can move into the enemy flank, which has just been exposed by the maneuver. These guys are going to die because of some, like, lower map glitch. They're kind of, like, pinned. I guess the way the logic works for the game, they're kind of pinned against the corner of the map and freaking out, and they don't have anywhere to retreat, so I'm going to guess they're going to surrender. That would be my assumption. The enemy's really overloading on the south side of the map. God damn it. Just keep coming. Alright, move our cavalry. We're going to move Doles' reserve brigade down here, and we're going to move our own commander down here. Leave the Orphan Brigade up to cover the flank, but the Stonewall Brigade just got driven back. This is going to be an expensive battle for us, a lot more than I was hoping for. Come on, Stonewall skirmishers. It's so frustrating. Waste your ammo on enemy skirmishers. Pull our skirmishers back. Man, these Federals are really enjoying just charging into death traps, I guess. Shit. I should have had artillery in the south. I think that would have made a big difference. There goes the skirmishers that are routed from the field from Stonewall's brigade. And Forrest is going to die too. But his counterattack, at least momentarily, allowed us to retake the field. No, they just took it back. What does Doles have? Alright, Doles, you're going to charge through the lines. Try and drive these guys back. This is the battle of, is it Cross Keys, I think? The majority of the federal force does appear to be shifting south. So this objective keeps kind of swinging back and forth here. Oh god. Don't... Skirmishers, stay out of that fight. God damn it. Don't fucking charge. You guys can charge. Alright, Orphan Brigade, you're gonna have to come down here too. We don't have enough manpower down here. The Alabama Brigade is gonna get itself shattered. This is just a fucking disaster at the moment. We can't abandon the northern objective. We won't, well, even for a draw, we have to hold both objectives. Damn it. These Yankees should be retreating. They shouldn't be the ones driving us back. This game is historically inaccurate. When did they get so damn good? Alright, so they've got 2 brigades moving on us from there. The brigades in the north are fine. I didn't expect the enemy to make this heavy of a effort in the south. And the issue is, again, they were able to get into this wooded cover. So we got the Orphan Brigade firing into their flank. Halt already. Stop advancing. The Alabama Brigade is coming up in the Orphan Brigade's flank. The Texas Brigade advance to engage them. The Stonewall Brigade can't fire because I've got my own troops in their way. That's what was supposed to happen this entire engagement. Roland's Brigade just got ravaged for being in the open. Mississippi Brigade's now involved in melee. Now they're getting drawn forward, getting hit by masses of enemy fire. Where are we at with our... Still more than 40% of our army surviving. Federals going up and around our line. Donnelly's advancing into this wood line to the north. Pull back. Back into the woods. Okay, they're charging the Alabamas. The Orphan can come up and support them. Fire point blank volley into stall. Hopefully that drives them back. Certainly should have. Alright, there you go. Alabama had time to reload. Bell's retreating. Don't you dare pursue. Hold your goddamn position. Yeah, the Northerners are going around our northern flank. That's fine. I've got 2 brigades in these woods, 2 batteries of artillery. I think we're safe down there. Alright, I'm hoping the worst is past. At least it seems like we've kind of taken the oh god. Maybe I'm wrong. Hexamer, no! Alright. Man, this feels like I'm on the defensive of the mule shoe or something like that. Where are we at with our casualties? Still less than 40% of our army. Alright. Bowles is retreating, but so is his attacker, I think. Gordon? Drive Gordon back. Alright, there we go. Finally broke the attack on the left there. Baird's Brigade is losing heavily. You can see here as we look at the north, the enemy is advancing against us, but not in too much style. At least the Senfield's Brigade's barely lost anything. You can see here Milroy's Brigade's getting shredded. Orphan Brigade's getting hit in the flank still. Let's come up here. Stonewall, come in on the objective. It looks like the Alabama Brigade's breaking, so you're going to have to come fill the gap. We got to hold for 30 more minutes against this endless tide, which is threatening our flank here, the Orphan Brigade's flank. So that's why I'm moving Doles forward here. Hopefully the Orphans can hang on long enough. Gordon appears to be in the open. He's losing really heavy casualties as if he is in the open, so that's my assumption. Stonewall's clear, you can fire a volley into him. There you go. Gordon's pulling back. Awesome. Seems like the same Union brigades go for the melee time after time also. Assuming the Alabamians are blocked, they are. Alright, Stonewall come up here so they can't get back in the woods. No. Fire at the guys in front of you. Don't expose your flank. Alright, there you go. I think we're good here. Yeah, I focused too much on the north. I think in my previous experience, the Yankees attacked much more aggressively in the north than in the south, so I maybe made the unwise assumption that history would repeat itself, and it appears the game gives the Federals a bit of a dynamic attack style. So it wasn't, scripted or anything to attack the exact same position again. And that was to my detriment. So casualties definitely have exploded. We've kind of regained the I don't know the advantage, but we've regained at least a majority of the wood line here in the center. We're still in a disadvantage here in the south of this southern position. See here, the Federals didn't really press too hard in the north. Get a nice little volley there at point-blank range into Schenck before engaging in melee. Texas Brigade up. I'll have fire into Schenck's rear. There you go. He's done. I'm living up to my name, guys. I'm living up to the name of the Butcher. Can we blame the Yankees? Can we say they're the Butchers? Shanks Brigade is running. A little volley there for good measure from the Texas Brigade. Brigade keep pressing them back on the right so they can't really mount an effective attack. Milroy's brigade just keeps trying to get itself killed. The Enfields up here have almost inflicted 1,000 casualties against just 100 lost of their own. That brigade's got to be done. I would think they would have surrendered by now. I certainly wouldn't be fighting anymore. Alright, so the Texas boys came forward to relieve a little bit of pressure on the Orphans. The Orphans are coming out a little bit to kind of finish off these two brigades to their front. These Federal brigades are taking amazing amounts of punishment. But I think we just about won here. There you go, Milroy finally destroyed at the end of this battle. Ow. Alright, so bloodbath, we lost about 4,000 casualties. We get 6,000, so we're going to end up getting a stronger force anyway. The question is how expensive is it to replace our losses? In terms of goods, so remember we lost 4,000 men. In terms of goods, we rescued 500 Enfields. Probably not as many as we lost. 1,300 Mississippis, 194 Lorenzes. So it's about 2,000 weapons that we rescued of our own, so that means we lost about 2,000 as well. But in the flip side, we captured 100 of these crappy 1842s, more Sharps, 300 more Enfields that we captured, so that might actually balance out some of our casualties, because we ended up getting back almost 900 Enfields. And a few more palmettos that we captured. So, end of the day, we lost a lot, and I'm not very happy with that battle. You can see officers, Hexamer was wounded, but we did gain some key experience. Alfred Doles, Tom Edwards, both promoted to Brigadier General. Alan Wraith promoted to Colonel. Darrell Lynch promoted to Colonel. Only one officer wounded, so that's a positive. Victory speech. I'm not one for speeches, right? Alright, so we got 6,000 replacements, no additional rewards, we didn't capture any enemy troops. We gained 4 reputation, 1 career point, so we're going to use that career point here to 9 politics. We'll max it out after the next battle, assuming we win. And you can see here, some of our best troops are amongst our casualties here. I don't have the money to really afford replacing these with veterans, so we're going to have to go with rookies. It's still a decent brigade, but that's what we're going to have to do. The Enfield Brigade, meanwhile, is going to be in great shape. These guys gained a lot of experience. They only lost 123 casualties, so the rookies barely even touch the quality of these units here. So we'll just go ahead and replace them with rookies. The Texas Brigade, likewise, we'll go with rookies as well. We need to spend some money to replace some of their Lorenzes. The Lorenz Brigade didn't get engaged. Well, I didn't bring him to the battlefield, actually, so that's okay. Yes, Forced Cavalry. And this brigade is consistently getting worse. But it's just not... I can't justify spending $30,000 on 191 cavalry, so I'll let these guys continue to decline in quality. And then we'll kind of go with just rookies for everybody else here. So these brigades had been gaining some experience. I think this battle pushes a lot of these brigades back. Oh, great. We don't even have enough weaponry to fully replace our losses here. We've got 530 we can go with. So we're actually out of... We don't have enough Mississippis to max these brigades out. Let's take a look and see what we do have. What do we want to use that money on? Might need to use it on buying some new weapons. We don't have any rifles we can buy with our reputation. We already spent those this battle. You only get a replacement, I think, once every... or in between major battles. At least we have one major, or Lieutenant Colonel, we can replace the casualties on the Butcher Battery.
Sir, yes, sir!
Doles' rifles. What do we have? 2,000 of? I don't want to go downgrade to 1842s if I don't have to. Enfields. Don't have enough of them either. Could go with Lorenzes. That'd be expensive. We'd upgrade these guys to Lorenzes. What would it cost us? I mean, it's kind of
Sir,
worth
yes,
it.
sir.
So we go with the Lorenzes. We spend a majority of our excess money, but it actually gives us some additional Armory 1841s so we can equip this brigade.
sir.
So now we've got even better weapons in the hand of Doles' brigade. We have all of our casualties replaced. We still end $8,000 richer than we were in the last battle, and we've got 17,000 recruits ready to build out that second corps, which we will do before the Battle of Gaines's Mill, but I'm going to wait on doing that right this minute. We'll keep the 3-inch rifles as a smaller battery. If we go to the armory here, we've got weapons we can sell for money. We can sell these sharps, which I'm probably never going to use. We've got some artillery still we can sell, but I'm going to keep that around for when we build our next corps. We've got a whole bunch of 1842s. I probably won't use the Palmetto. It's a relatively inexpensive weapon. It's slightly better than the Springfield, but it's not really worth it in my view, so I'll sell those. We'll keep the Enfields. We'll keep the Springfields. The 1855s. We don't have enough to build a 2,000 battery or man brigade, but we'll keep it for now. We don't have any 1855 Harper's Ferries that we have in stock, so I'm actually going to sell those because there's no, unless we capture another 1,800, we're never going to use those. So with selling all that weaponry, we've still got some other additional weapons we could sell if we wanted, but we've got $30,000, which we could use to outfit our brigades with adequate officers. But we'll wait to do that until after the last battle of the Valley Campaign, which is the Battle of Port Republic. The reason I don't build that second corps overblown is because we can only bring, we go to the Battle of Port Republic, we see what we can actually bring to the field of battle. We can only bring 9 brigades, so it doesn't benefit us to have a second corps. The only thing it would really work for is if we wanted to get those troops some experience, but at the end of the day, I need to make sure more than anything that I win the battle, so I'm going to bring in some of my better troops. So I want to make sure that I've got enough money to keep the first corps fully equipped with troops, weapons, and ammo. In addition to that, I don't want to waste all of our recruits building a corps that's not going to be engaged, again, because who knows what happens with this battle. I don't want to bring 2 half-strength corps to battle. I want to make sure I bring 1 full-strength corps, and then whatever else we can afford. Okay, so, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and save. I would think I should be almost promoted, I would think, my commander. Would have thought I would have had my 2nd star yet, but not quite. You can see we're almost to our 2nd star. Got a couple of brigadiers in charge of brigades as well, but that's fine. These guys will probably, Tom Edwards and Tom Preston, will probably convert them to division commanders when we build that 2nd corps. A 2,000-man brigade with a brigadier general, that's appropriate, but nonetheless, if we need additional qualified troops. I already know who's going to command the 2nd Corps. It's going to be Albert Sidney Johnston. We've got him, a 2-star general right here, just sitting and waiting. And then Beauregard, after the Battle of Gaines's Mill, will come back from being wounded. So he'll get a division for sure as well, probably at some point. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. We've got 35 reputation. We could spend up to 15 of it. I'm going to wait till after the next fight. We'll have 19 if we win again. And that 19 reputation I would probably use on the $75,000. That would leave us with 21. Probably use that here to have the extra money that we need to build the corps. Otherwise, maybe use it on some 10-pound Parrott rifles to build one of our artillery batteries. I've got enough artillery for 3 batteries. I just need 1 extra howitzer, which we have, that we could buy in the shop. I think. Maybe not, actually. Oh, yeah, we do. So we could build 2 batteries of this and 1 battery of the 6-pounders. But the Parrott rifles are nice weapons. So it might be worth considering biting the bullet there. I find it interesting the Parrott has better efficiency than the Ordnance Rifle, it seems. And also, let's actually take a look at that here. So if we compare the Ordnance Rifle to the Parrott, you can see here the Parrott has slower reloading than the Ordnance, but it's better, it's more effective, so it's more accurate and has better damage, which doesn't bear out in reality. The 3-inch rifle, the 10-pound Ordnance Rifle, was the premier rifled gun of the Union Army throughout the war. It was one of the best artillery pieces in the war. The Parrott was a very good weapon as well. It might have been a little bit more accurate than the 3-inch, but it had a tendency to burst. It wasn't anywhere near better than the Ordnance Rifle, in my opinion, but whatever, it's what the game says. With that being said, guys, it's after 12:30. So I think I'm going to have to call the stream a night. I will return tomorrow to stream again. What I will tell you is I'm planning on fighting tomorrow with Ultimate General, but I've also got another game I want to try out a little bit. It's called Arms Race, which is a Cold War simulation, which is really interesting. I got a copy from the dev. It's a really small shop. I think it's like one guy. I could be wrong on that, but that was my impression. And it's an interesting Cold War game that puts you into shoes of either the USSR or the United States. So I want to play that at some point as well. I don't know if that'll be tomorrow or if it'll be the day after, but look for that somewhat soon as well. Of course, we'll keep going through our Confederate Let's Play, but we may take a pause one day to play this Arms Race game. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in once again, and until tomorrow, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out. Oh, one other thing, guys, here real quick before I leave, if you're sticking around. I am considering switching my streaming to exclusively on Twitch, you know, as most people who get more than just like 2 people watching their streams have been given the option of signing up for Twitch Affiliate, which requires you to only stream on one platform. You can't stream on both as I do currently. I'm debating that. I know I get a lot more people who show up on YouTube to watch these videos. With that being said, it's kind of tempting to try going exclusively to Twitch for streaming, then of course chopping up the videos and putting them on YouTube for videos on demand after the fact. So it's certainly something I'm thinking about. I'd be interested to hear all of your thoughts. I like a lot of YouTube's analytics better than Twitch, but Twitch has been getting a lot better there, and there's some other neat features I can play around with, overlays and other sort of third-party software that could make streaming on Twitch a lot of fun, but I kind of don't want to put all the effort into building all that up if I'm just going to be doing it for like 2 or 3 people and there's no real point. So I'm thinking about it. Obviously, I would still, I think you'd get some kind of like notice if you were on the channel when I'm streaming on Twitch to like click on a link and it would direct you over there. Otherwise, I would just have to give you guys the link so you could follow over there. I know some people have said they don't really want to build additional accounts to be on Twitch. I can understand that, but I'm just thinking about it, so I'd be interested in all of your takes as well on that. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching again. Until tomorrow, we'll probably play some Arms Race tomorrow and continue Ultimate General after that. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.